I do want to get into finally here before we wrap up and get out of here on this Monday, the Knicks head coaching search. Because there's so many different directions the Knicks can go into when hiring their new head coach. Right now that July is rolling around, now that the restart for the NBA for the teams that are in contention going out to Orlando is going to happen, the teams that are left behind, the 8 teams that aren't going to be playing, are starting to get ready, for the draft, start getting ready for next year. And with that, the Knicks are going to try to find a new head coach. They fired David Fizdale 22 games into last season after a year and 22 games of no success. And now, at least right now, there are 11 known candidates on the radar for this new head coaching opportunity. And those candidates from all different backgrounds highlight all the different paths that the Knicks can go down. For example, Tom Thibodeau seems to be the front runner for the job. If he is hired by the Knicks, it seems like the plan is going to be, you're going to coach the team you have, but the goal is going to be we're going to try to get some sort of star player somehow. Whether it's free agency again, trying to go after Giannis in 2021, or trying to get another disgruntled free agent, maybe in a trade. But one way or another, the Knicks are going to try to go after a superstar to bring him to New York. And that seems to be the plan if you're going to hire Tom Thibodeau. Another rumor late added to the mill, Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd, it's believed and rumored that he can help the Knicks make a run at Giannis when Giannis is a free agent after next season. And here we go again, what this feels like, especially hearing the Jason Kidd rumors, really got my blood to boil because it's like, here we go again. What is the definition of insanity? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. What have the Knicks done 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago? They've tried the same thing. Their goal, whenever they fire a head coach and bring a new one in, whenever they hire a new GM, whenever they hire a new president of basketball operations, their goal and their outlook and their push and their message has always been, we're going to get a star player to sign here. We're going to go after LeBron James, and he makes the decision to go to the Heat. We're going to go and get Kevin Durant. We're going to go and get Kyrie Irving. We're going to go make a push to get the biggest superstar on the market. He's going to come to New York. He's going to be the difference maker going forward. This head coach, this president, this general manager is going to make it happen. So now here we go. The rumors flying about Jason Kidd always going to help the Knicks make a run. They're going to get Giannis next year. You know what's going to happen if the Knicks hire Jason Kidd? Or if the Knicks hire Tom Thibodeau and try to either acquire via trade or try to sign a big-time free agent like they try to do, again, every year it feels like for the last 15 years. They're going to swing and miss. They're going to set their sights high. They're going to settle very low. They're going to tell you this is the plan we wanted all along. We wanted to sign Taj Gibson. We wanted to sign Bobby Portis. We wanted to sign Julius Randle instead of signing Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And the Knicks are going to sputter their wheels. They're going to be terrible yet again in 2 to 3 years. What's going to happen? Going to fire the head coach, going to fire the GM. We're going to be in the same spot. The same message is going to be sent again in 2 or 3 years. Think about it. Amari Stoudemire, with all his health issues, was the biggest Knicks free agent they've ever signed in my lifetime. And that even happened because of the health concerns. So the Knicks have, for years now, have tried for the same exact plan. Expedite the rebuild. Quick turnaround by signing a big-time free agent. Oh, this is the coach that's going to get the free agent there. Leon Rose has great relationships with players. He's going to get big-time players to come to New York. Players don't want to come to New York because it's a black hole. It hasn't worked yet. This plan has not worked yet. LeBron has not come to the Knicks. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving not only didn't come to the Knicks, they came to New York with a different team. They went to the Nets. The Knicks have to do something different. And I bring up the Nets for this reason. The Nets built their program, built their team through development. They drafted young players. They brought more out of them that was maybe thought of. And they built a young nucleus, a core that really was one superstar away from being elite. And after years of losing, after years of development, after years of playing young players and developing a nucleus where there are a core amount of guys that they can be trusted and be successful, you know what happened? Players took notice. Star players took notice. They realized, hey, the Nets are only 1 or 2 big-time players away from being legitimate contenders. I'm a big-time player if you're Kevin Durant. I'm a big-time player if you're Kyrie Irving. Let's go to Brooklyn. Let's be the players that put them over the top and make them contenders. This plan is the exact plan the Knicks should should adopt. Development. Not chase after a free agent. Not try for a quick fix by bringing in some superstar and hope that from there the floodgates open and more players want to play with the superstar. Because guess what? It hasn't worked, and all you do is keep on ending up in the same place year after year after year after year. So this is the case I'm going to make for the next head coach of the Knicks. And to me, it has to be Kenny Atkinson. Because what Kenny Atkinson just did, I just highlighted. When he was the head coach of the Nets, he developed the Nets into a contender. How did he develop the Nets into a contender? How did he develop Nets into a playoff team? By drafting, by identifying talent, by developing that talent, and he taught them how to win. He took guys like D'Angelo Russell, who was jettisoned from the Lakers. He took guys like Spencer Dinwiddie, who were overlooked in the draft. He developed them. He got the most out of their talent. And last year, the Nets made a great run to the playoffs, where they were knocked down the first round by the Sixers, but they still were a fun playoff team. He took a young team, built a young core, built a young nucleus, taught them how to win, and set the Nets up to where, you know what? This is how you bring star players in. Star players want to go to teams where they think, you know what? They're only one or two pieces away. I could be the difference for this team being a contender or not. All the pieces around are good. They just need that one talent level to put them over the top to get them there. Because the NBA is a star league after all. You win with the best players. The Knicks' goal is, here's this black hole. You have no resources around you. Our staff has struggled at identifying talent. More importantly, our staff has struggled at developing young talent. So really, whoever comes here, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, talks to Karl-Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, who has connections to Leon Rose, whoever wants to come here, be a trade or free agency, the cupboard's going to be bare. You're basically going to put the team on your back, and the Knicks are going to have to win because this player is just so much better than anyone else on the other team that they have to consistently do it by themselves. What star player wants to do that? Let alone do it in New York, where if you have a bad game or miss the final shot despite scoring 60 points, people get on you. No one's going to get on the fact that, hey, the second, third, or fourth guy is just not good, not picking up his weight. So look at the Knicks roster right now. There's Frank Ntilikina heading into his fourth year. Kevin Knox heading into his third year. Dennis Smith Jr. heading to year 4. R.J. Barrett heading to year 2. Mitchell Robinson going to year 3. There is a ton of young talent here that I still think has potential, hasn't been tapped into, hasn't been developed. Dennis Smith Jr. is a really good player. I still like Frank Ntilikina. I think he has potential. I still think Kevin Knox can be a pretty good player. These players haven't been developed. They haven't been coached the right way. Kevin Knox, for example, can barely get on the court 10 minutes a game. I'm not really sure. I'm not an expert. I'm not a genius. I'm not really sure how you can expect a young player to develop and get better when they're playing 10 minutes a game. When they're playing, they're barely getting on the court. So the Knicks, for being as bad as they are not even losing the right way because they're not even playing their young guys to get them some experience and to help develop them, see how they can improve. They've opted to play guys like Bobby Portis and Taj Gibson and Elfrid Payton. They're opting to play older guys, older veterans who we already know what they are, but what good does it do? You got to tap in. You got to see what young players have. You can build something here with a ton of the young nucleus the Knicks have. So if you hire Kenny Atkinson, see what he did with the Nets. You hope that he can turn Frank Ntilikina around. You hope that he can get the most out of Kevin Knox to where, now he's not a bust as a lottery pick. R.J. Barrett showed promise. Mitchell Robinson shows promise. Mitchell Robinson's still very raw. He needs development. He needs help. You need to hire a coach that fits with the roster you currently have. Getting a Thibodeau, getting a Jason Kidd, and hoping to get a big-time talent, you still need a team around that talent to win. So what good is it of getting a Devin Booker or Karl-Anthony Towns or even a Giannis if the rest of the team stinks? If the rest of the team can't hold up the weight? Because guess what? We saw LeBron James, the best player of their generation, one of the best players to ever play the game. He can bring a bad team along with him. He can bring a team to the finals when the rest of the team can't carry their own weight. But he can't win the finals. And again, that happens with a once-in-a-generation type player. So you need to build the roster around these superstar players that will help you get through the playoffs, that'll help you get to the finals and win. So develop first. Do something you have tried to avoid to do for whatever reason for years on end. Develop the players you have. Try to build something from the ground up. Make it marketable for these big-time players to come here because they say, hey, listen, Frank Ntilikina's pretty good. Kevin Knox is a great role player. R.J. Barrett is really starting to blossom. Mitchell Robinson is a great guy down low in the post. What they need is one superstar away. I could be that guy. That's how players now choose teams. Make yourself marketable, not by just saying we're the Knicks who played MSG, because that's what they've done now for 2 decades, and guess what? Players enjoy playing there as visitors. Not many players want to come to the MSG to make it their home arena, because they see the dysfunction that goes on in this organization. They see the backstabbing that goes on in this organization. They see all the blame getting skirted elsewhere except on the people who actually deserve it. So I beg the Knicks. I beg Leon Rose. More importantly, I beg James Dolan, because we know James Dolan has all the weight there. Please, look down the road at Brooklyn. Look at what Kenny Atkinson did. Look what he built. Look at the reasons why Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving wanted to go to Brooklyn. Think about that. For the entire last year, we always thought, oh, KD's going to go to the Knicks. It's a shoo-in. It's a slam dunk. Went past the Knicks to a team in the city that's the second team in the city. Same thing with the Clippers. The Clippers and the Nets are the same exact teams on each coast. The Clippers built a young, respectable roster that was 1 or 2 superstars away. And despite being the second team in the market, the overlooked team in the market, they landed Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. The Nets landed Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant because they both had young, feisty, hungry, young nucleuses that all they needed was a star player. They had the grit, they had the hustle, they had the will to win, and they knew how to win. They just needed that talent to elevate them to the next level. Clippers did it. Nets did it. Paid off big time. The Knicks have to do it. Please, please, please hire Kenny Atkinson. Please go the developmental route. Please take some time to where you're going to lose anyway for a few years. At least make it worthwhile. At least have an end goal in sight. Hey, this is what we're going to try to do. We're going to develop these guys. Instead of playing retreads for 30 minutes a night as the Knicks lose 60 games yet again.